The Volkswagen ID.4 is already 4 years old. Can it still compete with all the updates that Volkswagen has given it? My name is Bastiaan and welcome to Recharging. What Volkswagen does really well is bringing all the improvements that they introduced with the Volkswagen ID.7 to all other cars in the Volkswagen group. So not only to Volkswagens, but also to Audis, to Skodas, etc. What they have not changed though is the exterior of the ID.4. That one looks still the same. The Volkswagen ID.4 is available with two different battery packs. First you have a 52 kWh battery pack, then you get 170 horsepower and a WLTP range of 364 kilometers. Or you can go for the 77 kWh battery pack, then you have 286 horsepower and a WLTP range of more than 500 kilometers. Do you want even more power? Then go for the more sporty GTX version. Then you also have all-wheel drive. You can also get the ID.4 with a sloping roofline, but then suddenly it is called the ID.5. But if you want the most boot space, then you should go for the ID.4, because in here is 543 liters. And what is handy is that there is a 12-volt socket in here. If I fold down the rear seats, then I get a boot space of 1575 liters. And this is how the boot looks like with a suitcase and a stroller. With the stroller I couldn't fit two large suitcases, but without it you can. But I can fit an extra small suitcase and some softer bags in here if I want to. Now I hear you thinking, that is a big boot, but is there also a frunk? Well, that brings me to the good, the lovely, the bad and the ugly. The old infotainment system of Volkswagen wasn't great, but this new infotainment system is a huge improvement. You get faster and more beautiful software without all the bugs, and these sliders down here are now lit in the dark. I would happily use this every day. With the introduction of the Volkswagen ID.7, Volkswagen did not only introduce a more powerful motor, but also a more efficient one. Best of both worlds. All electric Volkswagens only have a drive mode, and in drive there is barely any regen, and a B mode, and then there is more regen, but still not a lot. I mean, where's my one pedal drive mode? I think if they tried, a frunk would have been possible. As you may have noticed, it is a bit dark. I'm sorry, it is evening and it is cloudy, but I had no other choice than to do it now. But also, the ID.4 is a Volkswagen. So how does it drive? Like a Volkswagen. That means it is not too sporty, not too comfortable. The steering has a nice weight in it, but not a whole lot of feeling. But taking a corner with a higher speed and you have plenty of grip. Also the car is quiet, feels planted on the road. You have good seats and finding a good driving position in this car is really easy. No, it doesn't get fancy or exciting while driving this car, but it is just a very relaxed car to drive, and I have to say, I kinda like it. And relaxed driving can be done while towing a trailer. 1000 kilograms for the rear-wheel drive version and 1200 kilograms for the all-wheel drive version. The WLTP range of the Volkswagen ID.4 with the 77 kWh battery pack is around 560 kilometers. Do I think it can do that? Well, based on the consumption numbers that I am getting during my test period, yes, in spring-summer conditions, I think it can. And if you want to know the full details of the range while driving on mixed roads or on the highway, then watch my range test, or maybe it's up there, I'm not sure. But overall, the Volkswagen ID.4 is an efficient EV, so well done Volkswagen. Fast charging can be done with a maximum of 145 kilowatts for the smaller battery pack and with a maximum of 175 kilowatts for the larger battery pack. Fast charging both battery packs from 10 to 80% will take you around 30 minutes. Charging on a regular charger can be done with a maximum of 11 kilowatts. The car also preconditions the battery when you navigate through a fast charger, but there's also an option in the infotainment system to do it manually. Then the space on the rear seats. The seat in front of me is in my typical driving position. I am 1 meter and 85 centimeters, and I have plenty of room for my legs and for my head. Also, my legs are not in a strange angle like some other EVs. It's actually pretty good. The car is wide, there is a flat floor, so sitting here with 3 people, no problem. Then I have 2 USB-C ports, separate climate control, and a armrest with 2 cup holders and a pocket here behind the seat. I sat in this interior 4 years ago, and 4 years ago the quality of the materials being used were okay for a Volkswagen at that price point. And I have to say, I don't think Volkswagen upped their game here, unlike in the facelifted Volkswagen ID.4. So that means that the quality of the materials is still okay, but it is not what you expect from a Volkswagen at this price. Everything feels rock solid though. What also hasn't changed are the haptic feedback buttons on the steering wheel, but personally they don't bother me. And also the 2 buttons for controlling your windows. What is great though are these armrests. For some reason these armrests are just perfect. Every car should have these. What is also good is the cubby space, because you do have large door pockets. They do fit a 1 liter bottle. You have a cubby here and a cubby there. You can choose where you want your cup holders. Do you want them down here or over there? You can also close this if you want to, and your glove box is pretty big. And then a thing that I really like about this infotainment system, and that is that you can completely customize it. You can customize your home screen, the shortcut buttons on top. There's even another menu that you can customize, and therefore you can make it completely to your liking. Again, this is a really strong point. And at last, the driving and safety features. This is a Volkswagen, so that means not everything is standard. But 2 features that are really worthwhile are 1, and this one is really worthwhile, the dynamic chassis control, which are basically adaptive dampers, but you can really notice the difference between sport and comfort mode. And again, it's a really nice feature to have. And 2, the augmented reality head-up display. That one is not really necessary, but just cool. So how happy does the Volkswagen ID.4 makes me? Well, it does put a smile on my face. It is spacious, it is comfortable. No, it is not perfect, but it doesn't do a whole lot wrong either. And yes, I think it can still compete with its competitors. And that was the end of the review. Thank you a lot for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. And then for now, to be continued.